Plague's Tale Requiem, released on the 18th of October 2022 for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch and Windows, is a sequel to a Tales Requiem Innocence originally released on the 14th of May 2019, a game that this reviewer passed over at that time. At that time, and from what little information he had gathered, this player had formed the opinion that it would be similar to a competent independent game, revolving around a sister constantly holding hands with a younger brother in an isometric perspective view, having to avoid pools of rats. In addition, there were so many, and there are still increasingly so many, games that were prioritizing this reviewer's attention. Although this player has still yet to play Innocence, that opinion would have also been applied to Requiem. In fact, months after Requiem's release, a delivery driver of all people would wax lyrical about the virtues of the game to me, and even despite this, the game passed by. With the game being offered as a PS Plus monthly free game for January 2024, it was finally time to discover whether or not that opinion held any weight whatsoever. Well...
Oh, rats.
It certainly isn't the first time this reviewer had assumed a completely wrong idea about a game, and it most probably won't be the last, for what this player discovered was an extremely well-crafted, emotionally laden, cinematic story-driven experience that does indeed involve avoiding pools of rats, but contains much, much more than that. A Plague's Tale Requiem is a cinematic story-driven game that is divided into different chapters just like a novel. These chapters do not denote single-level divisions, but rather denote key points in the involved, intriguing and at times surrealistic story. However, it is fair to say that playing through the first chapter of the game, this reviewer still felt unsure about whether or not the game would be something he would enjoy. One of the initial problems for this player that presented itself was partly to do with narration. Requiem has exceedingly good narrative devices akin to great cinematic games such as the Horizon and the Last of Us series. The use of chapters and the use of the environments are both great. For this reviewer though, it is a rather heavy-handed approach to the dialogue and the exposition of the central character Amicia. Given that there is so much emotionally charged points in the story that at times the enthusiasm to highlight those points is pushed dangerously too close to parody and dark comedy. More subtlety and less on-the-nose dialogue would have made many points that much more poignant, and sometimes you need to let a dramatic moment breathe a little. Having said that though, there is absolutely nothing wrong with the cast. Charlotte McBurney as Amicia, Logan Hannon as Hugo, Lucy Briggs Owen as Beatrice, Kit Connor as Lucas, Harry Myers as Arno, and Anna Dimitrion as Sophia, et al. All deliver performances that really engage the player and augment the gameplay elements of the experience. The cutscene work here is of a very high standard, with plenty of varied, pivotal story moments that are well woven into the overall tapestry of the game. In terms of graphical representation, the game is a visual treat. This reviewer only played the game on the PlayStation 5, but is sure it would look just as good or even better on other platforms. The game is set in southern France in the 14th century, and artist Olivier Ponsonnet with the level design team have created some truly beautiful environments which are contrasted with some dark and horrific ideas. There is plenty of variation and originality in level design here, which often adds to the challenges within the gameplay that players already face. Requiem's gameplay is a highlight of the experience for this player. As you progress through the experience, you are slowly introduced to more and more abilities that Amicia can utilize, and the game takes no time in ensuring that it tests your ability to utilize them. Midway through the experience, these abilities give you a lot of freedom to tackle situations in a variety of ways, but at the same time, there is often pressure to think on your feet. Part of the challenge of the game is to be able to make split-second decisions and hope you have made the right one. Stealth plays an important part of gameplay, and what helps cement this that the game has a light survival horror layer in which resources are scarce, and gaining the most lucrative caches of resources located in the environments is often very difficult. Olivier de Rivière, whose credits include Alone in the Dark, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Bound by Flame and Dying Light 2, amongst many others, delivers an absolutely mesmerizing, hypnotic, transcendent, choir-based score which enshrouds the whole experience within clouds of both hauntingly beautiful and dark, ominous melodies. Director Kevin Chateau has successfully led the whole team at Asobo Studio in creating one of the most original, memorable and rewarding cinematic story-driven action-adventure games of the last decade. Absolutely mesmerizing.